first of all, let's get to know you. That's what I want to do. I've heard a lot of stories. I've heard a lot of stories from Wardell. I know you guys go way back. I'm actually wearing the shirt. I think where it goes back to the Ghost Gaming days. So I know that you were together. Let's focus on you and Wardell. That was a time long ago. How does it feel now for both of you guys having played together for a period in the past in Counter-Strike? And I asked him this as well. How does it feel now to be playing together in Valorant?
Yeah, honestly, it feels amazing because it's really hard to like stick to a certain group of people in esports in general, because like players will get poached and like other teams will want like Wardell, other teams will want me, so it's really hard to stay together. But the fact that we did and stayed loyal to each other, and after all like the stacked up chemistry, like you said on Ghost, it just paid off at the end. And a lot of people don't know I used to play with Hayes and Cutler on CLG, and Drone used to play with Cutler on Envy, so it all came out together like perfectly. So all this built-in chemistry kind of just paid off in Valorant.
So I know that you guys have obviously, in my opinion, identified yourself as, if not the most consistent, definitely the best team in North America. I still have you guys on top of my power rankings, and I wanted to ask you this, since I asked the last interviewee the same question. What do you think about T1 not playing in as many tournaments as you guys? I know that you guys basically don't say no to anything. You want to play in everything. Has that been the strategy from the beginning? And how do you compare that to T1's kind of
I think T1 not playing every tournament is kind of smart by them, because they're saving a lot of strats, setup, and they're like trying to like pull all of these together like at the big ones. But I think they're missing out on a lot of experience. For example, like us, we play even the smaller tournaments, so we do get upset sometimes. It will happen, you can't like win every match. But every time we do get upset, we fix our mistakes. We like go over the demo, we review it. So I think they're missing out on that experience. So we're kind of, in my opinion, getting a lead on them. And even though they kind of like have VOD reviews on us because we play more tournaments, I think we know that they do, so we play around that. So we invent new patterns every tournament, and they kind of surprise us every tournament because they don't play often and we don't get to review them. But I think we fairly know like their play style enough to just kind of gouge and like play around it for sure.
So in a 1-to-1 matchup, I mean, you have arguably, we'll say, nearly equal skill. If not, again, I'll give you the edge for experience. What do you think is your strength over T1? I mean, because I'm looking down the road. I'm going to assume that this time we're not going to see too much Judge Jet bullshit happening with Cloud9. And you're going to make your way onto the finals again. Let's say you set a face off against T1 again. What is the weakness there? What are you going to exploit?
I think their weakness is their chemistries. Yeah, they've played CS, but they haven't really played together. I know AZK and Skadoodle played like very long time ago. But us, it's fairly recent that we played CS:GO together, and like our minds are still fresh. We play outside of the game together. We hang out with each other outside the game, and I don't think T1 has that vibe to them. So I think our chemistry is definitely an advantage we have to them. And the one thing I can say is their play style is kind of a good matchup to us. They're like defaulty, kind of like getting map control, and teams that do that, we can read them pretty well. So I think that's their weakness for sure.
Okay, I agree with your answer, honestly. I think that you guys have a chemistry about you that is pretty obvious. And I want to ask, how much of that is coaching? Talk to me about the coaching strategy and what kind of time are you guys spending on out of the game type of situations?
I'd say a lot of it is in the coaching, because all of us pretty much, like, obviously we pug after scrims, like we see Wardell streaming all the time. So our coach is like, our coach is constantly working on like the meta, like patterns that we can add. He's finding Molly lineups for us, Silva Dart lineups for us, just comps that we can use and stuff like that. So him in the background, while we're like individually working on our skill level, he's all there just building the meta for us. And at the same time, he's keeping us sane, because we can kind of get loose sometimes, just start running around. So he's there to like just be the dad of the team pretty much.
Back in the pen, get back to work. Yeah, I get it.
Back to work.
He does.
Be serious.
I did get that in the interview with him. He does give off a very strong dad vibe, like a authoritative figure. I can already see that. Clearly an advantage so far. So let's talk about some of the other teams in the tournament. I know that you guys have. Have you faced off against everybody at least one time so far in the past? I don't think there's anyone you haven't seen yet, except for maybe Homeless, but they're
Homeless
kind of a mixed
is the
team,
new one. Homeless, I think, is the first time we play them, but we've played against the players in Homeless in different teams. Like, I've seen Def play with FaZe, I think, lineup. I've seen Lasky play with another team, but the Homeless lineup is the first time. And the other lineups, I think we played against them all in past tournaments.
Okay, got it. So I guess one of the last questions, at least for Valorant, that I have for you is there any team in the tournament that you are excited to go against or not excited to go against? Essentially, is there someone you're trying to avoid?
Honestly, I'm really excited to just play T1. It's just because I want to set dominance, you know, like I want to beat them like every tournament, and we have in the past tournament, and I want to do it again, just to, like, you know, everyone says on Twitter and Twitch, you know, like, oh, T1's better. Sometimes they say TSM's better, but like, I don't even want that talk to happen. I just want people to say TSM's obviously better. So I'm excited to play T1 for sure.
I love it. I love that answer. Thank you for giving that to me. That was a blessing. But you know what I love, and essentially, I think, and from the outright, I feel that you guys are better. I feel that you're better in the sense that you have the chemistry, and I also think that you guys have put yourself out there more. I am of the type of a person that, as a fan, you want to see the best competition all the time, and I hate the fact that we don't get to see T1 and TSM more often. So I hope that we get to
trust me, we're friends with T1. Like, we play with them outside the game, and we make fun of like food and stuff like that when we're on TeamSpeak. Like, why don't you guys play those tournaments? Why are you guys scared? Or like, we always troll them with that. So trust me, I'm with you on that.
Pass it along for me as well. Take out the Ferraris.
I got you.
Let them out. You know, let them out. Now, my girlfriend's French Canadian, so first of all, I have to extend to you the traditional French greeting, which is "Je suis une pomme." So let's talk about what, in your opinion, is the key to the best poutine.
Ooh, I think you smoked meat with it. I think you added a little smoked meat to it. I tasted it like a long time ago. I don't know if you know La Belle Province and La Banquise. It's like a famous place in Montreal, and I was in love instantly.
Okay, and final poutine related question, because this is, in my opinion, the most critical. Do you overcook your fries in your poutine, or would you ask for your fries to be well done?
Overcooked.
Overcooked fries.
Yeah, overcooked fries.
Not like burnt to a crisp, but
not burnt. Yeah,
you can't have undercooked fries in your poutine.
100%.
Thank you, my man, Subroza. I can't wait to see the rest of the tournament. Thank you so much for taking your time, and I'll talk to you real soon, my man.
Thanks to you. I appreciate you.